Good morning, Ms. Casey. I am Eunice Opol, an accredited competency assessor for Bartending NC2. Here is my letter of appointment. May I have the assessment package? The assessment package was complete, which consists of the following: 10 copies of accomplished application form, 10 copies of self-assessment guide, 1 copy of assessor's guide, 10 copies of specific instructions to the candidate, 10 copies of competency assessment result summary, written test, written report, answer sheet, rating system. I will now check the assessment venue and the equipment and materials. I already checked the tools, equipment, and materials as well as the assessment venue to be used for the assessment in Bartending NC2. They are complete and functional, and it complies with the standards prescribed by the training regulations. Please all stand for a prayer. Amen. Good morning, everyone. I am Eunice Opol, your accredited competency assessor in Bartending NC2. Let us acknowledge the presence of our AC manager, Ms. Molina, and Mr. Morales, TESDA representative. Do not worry about their presence. They are here to observe and check if the conduct of competency assessment is in accordance with the prescribed competency assessment methodology and procedures. Before we begin, let me first check your attendance, and after that, present to me your admission slip once your name is called. Please also sign the attendance sheet. I have here with me your accomplished self-assessment guide and application form. This is an evidence that you know and can perform all the units of competency enumerated in Bartending NC2. Today, I am going to administer competency assessment for Bartending NC2. It is composed of basic, common, and core. The core competency is divided into 4 units of competency, which is clean bar area, operate bar, prepare and mix alcoholic and non-alcoholic concoctions, and provide basic wine services. The purpose of this assessment is to measure your knowledge, skills, and attitudes, as well as to determine the level of your competency for you to earn the national certificate. You will perform clean bar area for 1 hour, operate bar for 1 hour, prepare and mix alcoholic and non-alcoholic consumption for 2.5 hours, and provide basic wine service for 1 hour. You will be given a total of 5 hours and 30 minutes to perform the task. The assessment method that I will be using is written test and oral questioning for your underpinning knowledge and demonstration for your underpinning skills. For your personal needs, the comfort room is a step away from the practical work area. For 30 minutes, you can have your lunch either on the canteen or here if you want. If you need anything or you want to go outside and ask questions, just call my attention and I will give you time. However, I will not entertain any concerns or questions once the assessment started. The first aid kit is located near the door. If you have difficulty in understanding the instructions on the written test, just call my attention so that I can explain it to you again and adjust into any consideration. If you have other concerns, questions, or clarifications during the assessment, raise your hand so that I will recognize you, because during the assessment, you cannot further ask any questions because it is no longer allowed. Cell phones is not allowed. Put on your bag at the luggage counter. You are not allowed to leave the venue once the assessment started. Put your garbage in the trash bin and avoid making unnecessary noises. If you have any doubts or questions with the assessment result, you have the right to appeal. You can submit it to the assessment center. As your assessor, I have the right to stop the assessment if there is danger or violation while your assessment is going on. For the issuance of national certificate, the AC manager will inform you to claim it within 5 working days, including holidays and after the assessment. The validity of the national certificate is 5 years. So after the assessment you found to be not competent, don't worry because you can reassess 1 month after this assessment or anytime at your convenience. Since bartending is a full qualification, you have to undergo the whole assessment process. The assessment fee is 925 pesos, but if you have failed in 2 consecutive assessments, you will be advised to undergo refresher course and process all the needed documents for reapplying an assessment. During the assessment, please observe safety while you are performing the task. Wear your personal protective equipment. Make sure to check your electrical equipment before plugging in. In case of accident, please immediately call my attention so that we can provide you first aid. In regards on the result and process of your assessment, avoid taking pictures and record video on the assessment procedures and assessment package. We observe strict confidentiality. This is to ensure the integrity of the assessment package. The information of your assessment result is only available on the authorized personnel and on the institution where you have actual training. Is there any question?
None.
I will now provide you the specific instructions. For your written examination, it is a 50-item test. For you to pass, you have to get 46 correct answers. Please read and understand it carefully. If you have difficulty in understanding, I am willing to translate it in our local dialect for you to understand. You will be given 30 minutes to answer the written examination. Is there any question or clarification? Let me now assign your respective assessment area. For you, Ms. Molina, you are assigned in assessment area number 1. And you, Mr. Morales, you are assigned in assessment area number 2. Let me remind you that you will perform and finish the task within 30 minutes. All the necessary tools and equipment are ready for your use in your assessment area. You can proceed now to your workstation. Candidates, your time is up. We may now proceed to the oral questioning. These oral questions are part of formal assessment for the unit of Competency and Bartending NC2. There are 5 questions and you are required to answer all of them to the best of your ability, and I will record whether or not you have answered correctly. Please proceed to the waiting area and wait for your name to be called. Ms. Molina, please follow me. Please take a seat. What is the difference between alcoholic and non-alcoholic concoctions?
The difference between the two is the presence of the chemical compound, in which alcoholic drinks contains ethyl alcohol or ethanol, while the non-alcoholic concoctions do not contain this.
So why do we need to use the shake method to preparing drinks?
So that we can achieve the perfect frost of a cocktail.
What is the best way to serve wine?
Serve the wine using bar tray. Use appropriate glass in serving wine. When pouring the wine in the glass, avoid touching the mouth of the glass. Pour the glass with the correct amount of wine or in the request of the customer.
How will you handle an intoxicated customer?
I will offer her non-alcoholic drinks like Four Seasons so that it can refresh her body.
Okay, Mr. Morales, you're next. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
So what is the difference between alcoholic and non-alcoholic concoctions?
The difference between the two is the presence of the chemical compound in which alcoholic drinks contains ethyl alcohol or ethanol, while the non-alcoholic concoctions do not contain this.
Why do we need to use the shake method in preparing drinks?
I think so that we can achieve the perfect cocktail.
So what is the best way to serve wine?
Serve the wine through using a tray. Use appropriate glass in every serving wine. When pouring the wine in the glass, avoid touching the mouth of the glass or the glass with the wine or in the request of the customer.
Okay. How will you handle an intoxicated customer?
I will offer him alcoholic drinks like Four Seasons that will try to refresh the body.
Great. Miss Molina, please have a seat. So, how do you feel about the assessment?
During the assessment, ma'am, I feel so relaxed. While I am performing the task, it is so easy for me because I know all the procedures, ingredients, and methods to be used during the preparations and mixing alcoholic with non-alcoholic drinks. I also feel that my answers are correct.
Okay. Well, that is true. You were able to answer all the questions on our interview and you performed very well. It means that you have knowledge and skills in preparing and mixing alcoholic and non-alcoholic concoctions. Your garnish is somewhat not good. Even so, it doesn't affect your overall performance. With that, I can say that you are competent in this qualification. Congratulations! For the issuance of the national certificate, the AC manager will inform you where to get it within 5 working days. Please provide with you one passport-size ID picture with white background, a 2 pieces documentary stamp, and 100 pesos for the certificate fee. Please sign the competency assessment result summary reading sheet. Okay, Mr. Morales, please have a seat. So, how do you feel about the assessment?
The next ma'am, I feel nervous. I did not perform properly how to take the order and recommend conventions based on the food preference of the guest. During the interview, I was not prepared for the possible questions. That's why I am unsure about the answers.
So, are you going to perform the task again if you were asked to do it, or one more time?
Yes, ma'am. I promise that I will be more prepared if given a chance.
That's good to hear from you. You have the skill, especially when mixing alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks and handling the tools and equipment. However, you need more practice or taking drink order and However, you need more practice on taking drink order and recommending a concoctions based on the food preferences of the guest. But now, it seems that you are not yet competent in this qualification. So if you have doubt with the assessment results, you have the right to appeal. You just need to write a letter to be submitted on the TESDA Provincial Office, where the center and the assessor are accredited. You can still be reassessed 1 month after the assessment. Please sign the cards. Do you have any questions?
Ma'am,
Okay. Thank you very much and aim for the national certificate next time.
thank you.
Mrs. Villaluna, please sign the competency assessment results summary. I will now return to you 10 copies of accomplished application forms, 10 copies of a self-assessment guide, 10 copies of rating sheet, 10 copies of cards, and 1 copy of attendance sheet. Thank you. Miss Casey, I will now turn over to you 1 copy of assessor's guide and 10 copies of specific instructions for candidates. Thank you.